better expression. So I'm Carol Ann Cross, and I'd like to invite you to meet my absolutely beautiful co-host.
I'm Gabby Forrester. So very blessed to be here with you all.
It's been really an interesting, probably 15 minutes trying to get up on live today. So, and unfortunately, it doesn't look like our guest Jimmy Seeley is going to be here with us this morning. So, what we've decided to do, we'll do a special show with Jimmy in the new year, and then he can talk to you all about his connection to the beautiful dragons.
Yes. And can I just apologise for me fanning myself, because they're doing power work on the power poles where I am today, so I have no power from 7:30 a.m. to 4:30, and it's quite warm here.
So yes, and this is a different way of to what I do with Angel Heart Radio. So it's been when we go on air and live on Angel Heart Radio, this is a completely different way of doing it. So, you know, if we're a little bit technical lessons today, and let's all send Gabby some dragons blowing some beautiful cool air blowing on her.
Yeah. We need to be doing the sylphs today, I think.
Yeah, that's right. So, you know, one of our favourite, both Gabby and my subjects, one of our favourites is the dragons. And, you know, the dragons are just so amazing. Once you get to know them and once you start working with them, they're absolutely unbelievable. And that is a beautiful painting that Gabby has got up there behind her that she has done.
That you can't really see.
No, but you can get a very good idea of it. You know, she's an absolutely amazing artist. And to channel through these beautiful paintings is just a wonderful gift that she has. And I'm so blessed that, you know, I'm able to share the dragons and all of the other elementals with Gabby. So yeah, do you want to start off, Gabby?
I would just like to also add that we have a great passion for the dragons, and if you just open yourself up a little bit and connect with them, what you get back is 100-fold.
Yeah. So the dragons have come back into our. They've always been there, but they've come back more into our knowing at the moment, because we're going through such changes on this beautiful planet with the ascension, and, you know, as Diane Cooper calls it, we're coming into the golden age. And so the dragons have come here to help to bring us peace and tranquility, but also to help clear and cleanse the energy and the negativity that has been around for quite a time on the planet. And so they're just full of love, and they're here to help each and every one of us. And in many ways, they're like the angels, because the dragons are here to help and support you, and you need to be able to talk to them and ask them what it is you want them to do. And the important thing to remember is, just like the angels, they cannot do any harm to anyone. And so, you know, people in years gone by used to think about the dragons as being these things burning fire and harming people and all that. That's not what the dragons are all about. They have the most beautiful energy, and their hearts are so huge and full of love for you, because we each have our own personal dragon that we get to know and we love. And, you know, they bring their friends around, and it's really an awesome time when you get to know your dragon. And children especially can connect to the dragons. And it gives the child, you know, children who might have been having some problems, who might have been being bullied or some problems like that, you know, it gives them a little sense of security to know that they know they've got a dragon there beside them, but nobody else does. And so, you know, that makes them feel really good.
Have backup.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So, you know, the dragons come from the whole lot of the elements, because the elementals are all attached to the elements. And so, you know, like the air dragons, they're all about communication. And, you know, we all need support sometimes with communication. And yes, we can say to our angels, help me find the right words to say. But we can also ask the dragons to help us to communicate with people. And yes, they have the fire element, but the fire element that they have is not a negative. The fire element is all about passion, their passion for love, their passion for humanity, and most of all, their passion for you, because they just love you so much, so very much. And the water, the part of them that's water, is all about emotions. And so they can help us with our emotions. And let's face it, in this human body that we're in at this time, that's what we're here for, to experience emotions and free will. And air, of course, they fly through the air, and they're up there with the silts, and quite often you can look up at the clouds and you can see them, you're aware of them.
Yes.
And that just also fills you with confidence, knowing that they're there supporting you, because you're their number one priority.
Absolutely. And, you know, if you ask them to show themselves to you and then just take the time to have a look up in the sky, you will see them. They will absolutely make themselves known to you.
I know that you are both with me and willing me to go on.
I'll just get you to mute. I'm just going to mute myself for a moment,
Yes.
Gabby. For some reason,
you've got something open that's you got feedback on.
A husband. So if you could just talk for a few minutes, I'll go and turn his off.
So the dragons are here at the moment also to help heal Mother Earth. They're here to help with the healing and to help with the ascension that Mother Earth is also going through, as well as us. So for us, they can take away any lower vibrational energy. They can remove for you any stuck old patterns. And like Carol said, with communication, there's so much that they can, with the Earth, they're helping with the recalibration and the rebalancing of Gaia.
Yes.
They just do so much. And the dragons are very ancient. So they carry with them all the memories of times gone by and galaxies and star systems, and they're so willing to share their knowledge with you. And like Carol said, they're just so lovely. And you know what? The best feeling ever is when you climb up on their back and they take you for a ride.
Yes.
That is. And like for some people, they mightn't be like, don't try and figure it out in your head, because your physical head, you know, doesn't really comprehend them. But because like they've ascended, so they're in another dimension, as with the angels and all the rest of it. And you have to allow your consciousness to open up. And even if you don't make a real effort, just be open and say, I would like to connect with them. And they'll connect with you. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
Just while I remember too, we were going to have Jimmy Seeley on with us today. And he is, I channel the dragons and do paintings, but he actually does sculptures. And I just wanted to, because I have one of Jimmy's sculptures. And one of my dragons is, I have a little gold girl that is always on my left side and a great big goofy blue guy that's on my right side. So my little gold girl, since I first met her, has been growing. And she's like my spiritual growth for me. So she started off when I first met her, she was very shy, didn't really say very much, much like a shy child, you know. But now she chats to me and she's bigger and has lots to say, whereas a big goofy guy he's just poking you and wants to have fun all the time. But I'll just show you. So Jimmy, this is one of Jimmy's creations.
It's just beautiful.
And when I saw her, I just had to have her. Look at her, absolutely beautiful. And I have to share with you, when I got her the first night, because she came all the way from England, so she'd been in a box for a very long time, and I just wanted to get her out of the box and let her get some sun and things. And I put her on my bedside table when I went to bed that night. And in the morning, I have 2 big bull Arab dogs. They come in and say hello to me in the morning. And Jack saw her sitting on the bedside table, and you know how dogs behave with an inanimate object, you know how they are. But he definitely wasn't like that. He was walking up and touching his nose on her nose and then pulling back and looking at it. So I picked her up and showed him. And then he was actually pushing his nose on her. And I've got a photo. They actually sat there looking at each other for about 15 minutes. I think they were having a conversation about, he was saying, like, what are you doing here? And she was letting him know. It was really strange. So he absolutely felt the energy in her.
Yeah, that, I saw that photo and it was just absolutely amazing, because this is it, all inanimate objects have a spirit, and you can communicate to anything, any inanimate object. And so that's one of the wondrous things of when you start working with spirit. So I just think that's so exciting. So what we might do now, we might do a little meditation.
Yeah.
Because our time's going to be a little bit short now because of my technical lesson that I needed to have. So
Yes.
what I want you to do is, for those who haven't already met their dragon, we'll just do a little tiny introduction and a meditation to meet your dragon. And then we'll just sort of move forward from that a little bit into a further meditation. So the first thing I want you to do is, if you're driving, what do you want to say?
Can I just jump in 1 second and just say to anybody that's watching, we couldn't get Restream up, so we can't see your comments.
Oh, yes.
But if you are there, thank you.
Thank you.
And if you have any questions or comments, as soon as we finish, we will go back in and reply to you.
Yes, thank you, Gabby. I forgot about to say that. That was part of the technical issues that we had this morning. And it's really interesting,
being happy.
All sorts of things are happening to both of us at the moment. And of course, Jimmy, he couldn't get on because he was not having power either originally. And Gabby's power poles were being replaced. And then I couldn't get up the things that would normally just click on. So, but we're here now, and that's what the important.
Everything was against us, but we're still
here.
We're
going to be in. The dragons helped us to get on air, so that was amazing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if you're driving, do this later on. But I want you just to close your eyes and to just let go of any preconceived idea of what you think a dragon would look like, because dragons come in many shapes and many forms and many sizes. So just close your eyes and just take a couple of long, slow, deep breaths. And just let go of any thoughts that you may have. Just let them go. And I want you to become aware of an energy that you can feel. You may feel someone coming close. You may hear footsteps, or you may just feel the air brush past your face. And in your mind, I want you to say hello to your dragon. When you look at your dragon, you can see their huge heart. It's beating. For they are so happy that you have finally come to recognize and to meet them. And as you feel their presence with you, you recognize that you have felt that energy many times without actually knowing why. What color is your dragon? Ask your dragon its name. Feel the movement of the air around you. Feel the love flowing from your dragon to your heart. Feel your aura fill with love. You feel so peaceful. Your dragon invites you to sit on its back. And as it flies into the air, amongst the clouds, the blue sky, it is so peaceful. And as you look down, you can see a bigger picture. You can see the green fields, the houses. And it's helping you to look at life a little bit differently. Because you can see it from another level. And as your dragon gently takes you back down to where you started, your dragon wants you to know that you can call on them at any time. For they are always with you, even if you are not aware of their presence. So thank your dragon. And if it is the first time you've met your dragon, I want you just to wrap your arms around them. Feel their skin. You probably imagine it to be hard and scaly, but it's not. It's beautiful and soft. Your dragon says, I'm always here. I love you. Call on me when you need me. Sit back and take a couple of big, long, deep breaths. When you're ready, just open your eyes. Welcome back.
I had a new big green and purple girl come.
Excellent.
Her name was Sahara.
Right.
And right at the end, all three of them got round and hugged me and loved me, and it almost made me cry.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
One of the wonderful things that we can do with the dragons is when we become aware of, you know, like the dross of negativity that's around, and you might feel that, you know, the area in which you're living or working is, just a moment. Can you talk for a second, Gabby?
I can. I just wanted to tell you, you can use them in everyday life too. Like I had to take my daughter into ER, and it was the time of the day where everyone's going to work. So the traffic was insane and I needed to get her there quickly. So I just asked the dragons to fly above my car and clear the way for me because I needed to get her there quickly. So if you can ask them to clear a path for you, or if there's something happening that is not suited to what you're doing at the moment, you can ask them to just like put it off for 5 minutes so you can do your thing, or everyday life. You can call them in to help you in everyday life. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're aware of...
Sorry, I was going to say, see them flying above your car, like all over the top of your car. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a wonderful thing to talk to children about too, because one of my girls in meditation, her nephew wasn't well one day, and his dragon came to her and said to her that, you know, that this little boy was sick, and she immediately went over to his house and started talking to him, and he said, "How did you know?" And she said, "Your dragon came and told me that you needed me." And he said, "You talk to dragons?" And she said, "Yes, I've got my own dragon." And he said, "Oh, thank goodness, I thought I was the only person who knew their dragon." And so, you know, they have the most amazing times because he feels he can talk to her about it. So, you know, this is something we all need to be aware of, because children, you know, quite often people say, "Oh, you know, it's just your imagination." And this could be not just about dragons. This could be about anything and any of the elementals. How often do children talk to you about fairies? And, you know, they're there. We all have the fairies in our gardens. And I think this is one of the exciting things about you and I doing this show, Gabby, because it's something that we've been able to connect with and show people how easy it is to connect with any of the elementals. And the elementals are all working really hard at this time because, you know, there's lots of negativity here, but it's not just negativity, because, you know, what's happening as we're ascending, and we're all ascending, it's things that that we haven't dealt with in our life are coming to the surface to be dealt with. And so, you know, one of our tools is not only talking to the angels about it, but it's about talking to all of the elementals about it, because they can help us so much. And the dragons can help blow away any negativity that's all around. And talking about them being on your car, when my husband and I went to Canada, because in Australia we don't have powder snow like you have in Canada. And so every day when we were driving, because we went over for a white Christmas, which was an absolute treat to do with the family. And I would ask Dusty, my dragon, to sit on the roof of the car and clear the roadway for us each day. And she did an awesome job. We had no problems whatsoever. We saw many cars off the road and things like that, but we had an awesome time. And I know that's because Dusty helped clear the road for us. So you just have to remember to ask. And you know, sometimes people say, "Oh, you know, but I don't like to ask." Well, hello, that's part of what their job is.
They want you to. They want you to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it.
And it's for strength. You know, if you're not feeling yourself and haven't got the strength to do something, like, they're your backup, you know. They will give you their strength and help you to get through something.
Yeah.
And they're right there with you the whole way,
Yeah.
supporting you and loving you. And I meant to say before, the old fables and all the old stories about the dragons that they terrorized and killed villages and all that sort of thing. The one true bit in that was they always mentioned the dragon's heart, didn't they?
Yes.
And how valuable the dragon's heart is, because it is so filled with love for Mother Earth and for humanity.
Yes. Yes, definitely. And you know, how blessed are we to have dragons in our lives? Yeah. I think it's wonderful to go out sometimes, you know, at night. I like to hop on my dragon's back and fly around during the night, and you know, you're sort of up there with the clouds and the angels and everybody, and it is just the most glorious feeling. And to know that you have such freedom that, you know, we can step out and we can do that, and we can work with the dragons. And, you know, the other thing that's beautiful, Kuan Yin has the beautiful pink dragons, which are all about spreading peace and love and harmony. And so, you know, if we're at a time feeling that there's lots of problems that are worrying us, all we need to do is, as well as our own dragon, we can call on Kuan Yin's beautiful pink dragons to help bring peace to that situation, to bring love and compassion. And
I've actually bought Kuan Yin's dragon through. I should have had her here. Never mind.
You're right. Next time. We'll be doing more shows about the dragons, that's for sure. So did you have an invocation, or what was it? What were you
I have a channeled message from the dragons. I'll just say that it was channeled by Alphedia Arara. Okay. So with dragons too, they also have different clans. You know, they have, like, you know, air, water, earth, all the rest, but they have their little clans too. So this is from the Wisdom Keeper dragons, the ones that hold all the knowledge, very ancient. The Wisdom Keeper dragons are calling out to help awaken the masses to the dragon realm knowledge. Many of the souls present on Earth at this time are now ready to remember the dragon energy, ready to work with it for healing and ascending at this exciting time in the evolution on Earth. Many dragon initiates and Earth healers have been sent to Earth to support this great shift in Mother Earth's energy vibration. The dragon realm play a key role in the healing, rebalancing, and recalibration of Earth's frequency. We are ready to work with humans again to support their ascension and soul healing work. We are also calling out to humanity to remember the dragon wisdom they carry in their souls. Holographic matrix, the sacred memories of times gone by, of other galaxies, star systems, and time period epochs when the dragons shared their knowledge. As you fast track along this ascension process, the dragons can assist you in inner transformations and transmutation of lower energies. Help free you from your conditioning and thought patterning that has been imprinted on you, keeping you stuck in a limited capacity, understanding, and thinking. Support you in the movement of being in the heart, in a natural state of love and oneness again. Know that this is your natural state of being. You are powerful creators on Earth. Allow yourselves to align with your soul power again. Allow yourself to fully connect to this planet and serve her in unconditional loving light. I'm going to get emotional. We know you are all ready for mass awakening in consciousness. We offer you our wisdom once more as your consciousness rises and you remember who we are.
That's beautiful. And yes, that is very emotional, because it's really coming from the heart, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Really and truly.
And it's, you know, everything they say is so true. It's so true.
Yeah. Yeah. And another thing I was just remembering is that sometimes if children have nightmares, the dragons can help the children, because, you know, if they have their dragon beside them when they go to sleep, then they know they're going to be safe, that the dragon will get rid of any nightmares, because they will help them to burn up that, or to get rid of, let's not use the word burn up the nightmares, but help to blow away those nightmares so that they can sleep better at night. And, you know, I just was reading something, I just read out to you, and it said, the water dragons, because as Gabby said, they're all of the different elements. The water dragons can help you to flow around challenging situations and people. The fire dragons can burn up negativity before you reach it. The air dragons can inspire you. And the earth dragons can help to ground your ideas and bring your plans to fruition. So just think, yeah, you're right, just think, you know, they can do each of these things. And it doesn't matter if your dragon is a fire dragon. It can still do the same job as a water dragon or the air dragon. They're multi-personalities and multi-elements. And so that's one of the most inspiring things. And they're here to support you in this life and to also illuminate your spiritual journey. And I think that this, you know, since I started working with the dragons, it's just made such a big difference to my life. Yeah. And I'm sure it has to you, Gabby, as well.
Oh, yeah, mind-blowingly so.
Yeah, yeah. So it's really interesting. They keep telling me, oh, they want me to draw a card from my dragon pack. Is that okay with you, Gabby? Can I do that?
Excuse me for that. My dogs, I have magpies that I feed out the front, and they're all out the front calling me. And my dogs are still inside, and so barking at the magpies.
But the magpies are beautiful, aren't they? So.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, so let's have a look and see. Okay. We don't usually do this on our elemental shows, but they keep.
No, I'm really excited.
They want a dragon card. So this is the green and gold dragon from.
Oh, wow.
How beautiful is that card?
Oh.
Just read you the message. It brings universal knowledge to your spiritual pathway. So learn about spiritual technology and be a transmitter of sacred knowledge. So look at that beautiful card. And so the green and the gold, the green is all about healing energy. And that cloud wrapped around the planet, yes, it's wrapped around our planet. So let's visualize when we're working with our angels, when we our dragons, and when we go to bed tonight, let's just visualize our beautiful planet, Mother Earth, wrapped in the love and the healing energy of the dragons. That's what will help her at this moment. And look at that bright little star up there.
Yeah.
You know, this is you. This is you. And your dragon is protecting you. It's got its wings wrapped around you as you're going through life. So always remember how protected you are and how much your dragons love you and want to support you. And the amount of healing that's there. And the blue, I know the sky is blue, but the blue is all about communication. So think about, you know, what you need to communicate and share with people at this time, because it's so important for us to communicate with one another. Right. Whoa, thank you.
You know what I see with that green?
Pardon?
The green for me, I just see love.
Yes.
Heart. Yeah.
Look at the look on the dragon's face.
I know.
It's so in love with us. So in love.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Right. So we need to be aware of the time today, because we
do.
Don't have as much time.
And I can't see the time, so I can't help you out with that.
So we have 12 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, the elementals are here to support us and they're doing an awesome job, but we also need to support the elementals across the whole gambit. The ones working with the air, the earth, the water, and the air. So by us supporting them, it's helping them to support us. So it's a mutual admiration society in many ways, isn't it? So we need to look after this beautiful planet. This is the only planet we've got, and we chose to be here at this time. So let's do the right thing by the planet. So I'm just going to read this invocation to you, or this prayer, I mean. It's a prayer to heal the millions of elementals, and it's by Elizabeth Clare Prophet. In the name of my mighty I Am presence and my higher self, and by the love, wisdom, and power of the flame within my heart, I call forth the action of transmutation by fire of my being multiplied by the violet flame. I call forth this action on behalf of all elemental life. I call for that portion of the flame I invoke and all that I am to go forth now to heal millions upon millions of elementals in the earth. I dedicate my life stream to the liberation of all elemental life. And I accept it done this hour in full power according to the will of God. Amen.
So it is.
So it is, and so it is. So,
I meant to say before too, I forgot this bit, when you were talking about the children, there's we all know that there's things that children are hesitant about telling their parents, and they worry over it themselves. So if they have their dragon to talk things over with, that they've got a reliable source that has their back with things that they maybe not be sharing with you. And then if they're that important, the dragon will come and share it with you.
Yeah, yeah. Just like my friend's nephew's dragon.
Their well-being. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. This is it. It's just so important. And, if your child is talking to you about something like that, don't just dismiss it as a bit of figment of their imagination. Because let's face it, as children, we all have imaginary friends, in inverted commas, and imaginary animals and fairies and all of those things. But they're real. They're just on a different dimension to us, just like the angels, just like everything in our world. They're just on a different dimension, but they're definitely here. And you only have to walk out in nature to know that the elementals are here supporting us. You only have to look up at the clouds and to see how beautiful the formations are, especially if we ask them to show themselves. Because, it's just, wow. I mean, I don't look at the clouds the same way as I used to. Because, I used to just think, oh, is that a rain cloud or is that just a cloud? But now I don't. It's like, oh, is that a sylph? Is that a dragon? What else?
Carolyn, as soon as I walk outside, I look up.
Yeah.
As soon as I go outside, I look up. Yeah.
And this is just one of the wonders that we have. And I was always told when I first started doing work with spirit, and I was told that the best tool you can have in your toolbox is a vivid imagination.
Yeah.
And I think that that's so true. It's not because we're necessarily imagining something. It's because we're able to, in some way, see through the veil of illusion that is between us and the elemental realm, and between us and the angelic realm, and between us and the spirit world. And we have just this most amazing team working with us all of the time. You know, when we stop and think about how much support we have from the spiritual realm, and that includes the elementals, and it includes the totem animals, and includes the angels and our spirit guides and teachers. How blessed are we? And do you know that each of the archangels, they have their own color angels? So, you know, you stop and think about, what is Archangel Michael's color? His color is blue. So obviously he has a blue dragon who works with him, but that dragon also works with your communication, with your throat chakra. And so, you know, that's another really interesting. I've done a show about that on Enlightened World Network. But, you know, that's something, if you're wanting to do a bit of exploration, a bit of reading and a bit of looking up, you can look up the various dragons that go with each of the archangels. And, you know, if you're needing support, you just don't just call on the archangels, yes, but you can also call on the archangel and their dragon. And so then what a team, if you've got your own personal dragon, you've got the archangel, and you've got the archangel's dragon. Wow, what awesome power is that?
Yes,
Awesome.
absolutely. I just wanted to add too, Carol, it's not just, this is with all elementals, not with the dragon. And it's not something, dragons, it's not something that you hear a lot. But because the elementals are of Gaia, they are very grounding, grounding. And I know even for myself at this moment, with everything going on, I'll just about be ready to get in the fetal position on the floor. And then I think to myself, when did I ground last? How long's it been since I've grounded? And it's so important in this time for you to stay grounded. It's your foundation. And to have Gaia and her elementals as your foundation, the world's your oyster. The universe is after that, the dimensions. If you've got that solid foundation and that backup, away you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like you can call, like, just they'll pull you in and ground you down to Gaia, which is very important at the moment.
Yeah, it is very important. All right, so we've just got a couple of minutes. So just want to remind everybody again, we couldn't get Restream up today, so we will respond to your comments, and thank you all for being here. Now, our next show is the very last one for this year. So that's on the 23rd of December, Christmas week. Whoa, Christmas is coming fast. And so
we'll have to wear Christmas hats.
Sorry?
We'll have to wear Christmas hats.
Yeah, definitely. And so that show is going to be all about the tree spirits and the Dryads. Yeah. And I was telling Gabby earlier, I was sitting under a tree in a park yesterday, and the tree was just absolutely beautiful and talking to me and telling me how happy it was, and its leaves were rustling beautifully. And so the 23rd of December in Brisbane, Australia time, 11 a.m, US time, it'll be Tuesday the 22nd of December, and that will be at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So thank you everybody for being here with us today. Thank you, Gabby, for being here. I love doing this show with you. It's just such a blessing in my life.
Oh, the feeling is so mutual. And I just love that. Like, we both got told that the elementals want to connect with more people so that they can share their gifts and help people out, and that we've been given this opportunity to help people to connect with them is amazing.
Yes, definitely. And we will respond to each of your comments. If it's not immediately, it'll be sometime today. And we just thank you all for being here, and we hope to see you again in 2 weeks' time. So thank
Yes.
you, and God bless all of you.
Thank
you.
you. Love you all.
Love you all. Bye.